bogs along the Ohio River with 55 to 60,000 people in attendance. In the wheat fields of Kansas, in amphitheaters along the Arkansas River, in 2 feet of snow alongside the mighty Mendenhall Glacier in Alaska, in the grime and chaos of 42nd Street and Broadway. And I have a headline for you. A headline your unbalanced, unfair, cheerleading, highly biased media will not report. I would like to put that headline in a special greeting to people who haven't got the guts to be here with you tonight. To the elected officials, every single one of them in this country, who refuse to listen to the will of the people. To the federal government, who has shamefully and criminally taken the United States of America from the #1 creditor nation in the world to the #1 debtor nation on the planet. If they were a business, they'd all be doing 20 years to life in a federal prison. If this were colonial times, I can assure you each and every one of them would be tarred and feathered. And a sign would be hung around their neck indicating exactly who they are. Traitors! To all the politically appointed judges who ignore the spirit of our law and are systematically erasing our history, our values, and our traditions. To those elitist frauds who march under the deceitful banners of political correctness, globalism over Americanism, and a twisted notion of a new world liberalism. The folks who call you a homophobe if you're against gay marriage. The folks who call you a racist and un-American because you disagree with the president's policies and his philosophy. The folks who call patriotism and respect for their country as extremism. To all of them, I bear witness to this fact. To all of them, I say, put your ear to the ground and listen. There is a terrifying rumble making its way across this country. That rumble, and there is that rumble right now. Thank you, Lord, for that sign. That rumble is beating an unmistakable tattoo, and that tattoo says, pack your bags, your days are numbered. The long sleep is over. The long sleep is over. A giant has awakened in our country. A giant who has never been defeated. Look around you here in the municipal auditorium. That giant is here, and that giant's name is we the people, silent no more. Why do I even dare ask this question? Are you ready to join the Second American Revolution? First, let me hear your yes or no answers to these questions. Is it time to stop expanding the welfare state and bring back the values that built this country? and personal responsibility. Do you believe it is time now to rise above the cesspool of politics and the divisiveness of policies and hold people accountable to principles? Mr. and Ms. Representative, it is not a moral issue of health care. Of course, the United States of America always has and always will take care of those less unfortunate, but not if they're still productive, not if their hand is out rather than us giving them a hand up. The question of health care for the poor who cannot afford it is not the question. I suggest the question to your senators, to your representatives, is very simple. Under what principle of common sense are you suggesting that a government who can't pay its own bills, who can't secure the border, who can't run a railroad, who are driving Medicare and Social Security into bankruptcy, under what principle of common sense should I allow that government's bureaucracy to have the life and death decisions over my health care? What are your principles? What are your principles, Madam Representative or Mr. Senator, that allows you to hand over $55.5 billion of the taxpayers' money from an already bankrupt treasury to illegal aliens to support their welfare? What is your principle? If you can't stand for principles, you stand for nothing. But when you stand for principle, and I suggest, my fellow Americans, don't debate your adversaries on politics and policies. That's what got us into this mess in the first place. Be better than them and rise up and discuss principles. The United States of America and the world got a lesson just 8 weeks ago, and I was there when it happened. And it came from a most unusual source. It came from France. Mr. Paine was asked by the French president to come and to speak to the French people. As you know, after the American Revolution, Mr. Paine went to France, fought in the French Revolution, became a member of the General Assembly, and was thrown into prison. By a matter of seconds, avoided the guillotine axe. But I don't think any of that is what endeared Mr. Paine to France. I think anyone who advocates a revolution against England is automatically a dear personal friend of France. I went to see the president, and the president said, "Mr. Paine, I have an announcement to make. Perhaps you should stay back here in my office. There could be serious repercussions." The president of France, who 2 years ago, while not the president, witnessed 10 million Muslims attempting to burn down Paris because the French would not adhere to their Sharia law. The president of France stood up in front of 60 million people and made this announcement. The French government will not allow Muslim women to wear their burqas and face coverings in public. He said, "It is not because we are anti-Muslim, not because we don't respect all religions, but because those face coverings demean and disrespect the dignity of women all over the world." And the president of France said